Yes, Ilios, another little breath of fresh air here for us as we have not seen this map quite just yet. Before we get into the action, I do want to note, ROC, our first team eliminated from the tournament. Their key going to be crushed as we're going to be sending 3 more home here today.
Yeah, but for right now, we're looking at the top of the group here. Toronto and also Crazy Raccoons, both 2-0, looking to secure the 3-0 for their group. Let's talk about Ilios a little bit here. They played this in their previous matchup in Dallas, as I alluded to, and guess what? Here is why the Symmetra is banned. In that matchup in the Dallas Major, the Symmetra was pulled out by Sugar Free on Toronto when they played Lighthouse, and that actually surprised Crazy Raccoons and almost got them that round win. We're actually starting out on well today. This was the one round of that matchup that we did not see. It was Ruins, it was Lighthouse, and now finally we get to see the well.
And it's going to be very different compositions here across the board. Sugar Free going to be taking this guy there with that Echo, but he's sunk. Same thing over on that far up, but healing can become a little bit more complicated when you have just a Lucio as well as the Baptiste to try to keep you sustained. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how they're going to be piloting this one, but Sugar Free is going to be taken out of the sky as Junbin was soaring up there, and Shu is able to find the shots. A little bit of a botch here. Pile driver not going to connect. Bubble going to be used by someone. To go ahead and try to keep everybody protected. Nice little boot back here onto Lucio. Sets up for Heesung to collect the kill.
That's going to be the 2-0 to start things out for in terms of kills for Crazy Raccoon. And just do bear in mind as well, Toronto Ultra, the ones that banned out the Ana, they're the ones also playing the Winston. They kind of screwed themselves here a little bit because ideally you want to play the Brigana. They were maybe concerned that Junbin was going to play something with a dive as well, but both teams want to play dive. Junbin, though, he's the best on the ball.
Chorong eating a bit of damage there, riding up on the wall, but kill cannot be found. 20% about to be hit here from the side of Crazy Raccoon. This pile driver attempt going to be coming through, looking for the setup here onto some of these kills. Junbin going to be eating a little bit of damage, but has so much shielding. Is hitting that E as Merritt is able to find one. Shu going to be taken out, but RuPaul going to be traded now. A support for support as the HP bars here on the side of Toronto Ultra continue to hover lower and lower.
He's still just losing more members. He's saying so far the kill leader on the leaderboard. He doesn't have the most damage, but he certainly has the final blows, and that's what's important. 40% for Crazy Raccoon. Toronto Ultra still waiting for first ultimates to come on through. They just can't quite get an advantage. Maybe until now, though. Junbin, that's a hard play to kill on the ball. Can they actually use that to get a flip? They got to go forward, and they're kind of slow.
A little bit overzealous there on the push forward, trying to take that Echo out of the sky. Shu narrowly surviving, offering up enough damage back over onto Sugar Free to force him away. Pulse bomb going to be set, but from Lip, not going to be able to find the elimination there, and he will get taken down. Sugar Free with a really nice pursuit, finds the headshots. Flip, however, still not there for Toronto Ultra. Close to it, but it's going to be 65% now coming through for Crazy Raccoons. They maintain control over this one. Beam will be able to find Heesung. It's good value from Sugar Free, but they still need to gain control here of this point, which continues to elude them, much like Chorong at the moment. Jib going to be used as Sugar Free over pursues just a little bit. Pops that recall. Jib going to be taken down. Toronto now in control of the point.
Sugar Free doing so much work here. Not only did he get more kills, but he's also able to just distract the entirety of Crazy Raccoon. You saw in the background that Junbin dies again, this time to RuPaul. He's trying to play solo versus Toronto Ultra, but Crazy Raccoon, there's no support for Junbin. They're all trying to run away and fight Sugar Free. And just off that one dupe alone, Sugar Free buys so much time and space, allowing finally the flip to come on through. And that was the only ultimate expended by Toronto as well. So economically, they're now ahead despite being behind severely in the cap.
Minefield going to be dropped down as Junbin tries to occupy some space here on the point. It's a little bit damage onto RuPaul, but for the most part, not going to be finding too much of anything here. Suzu does get burned as Sound Barrier going to be dropped in. Vega just dropping that one through as RuPaul. Yeah, he just got a sliver of HP trying to survive, and it looks like the healing will start coming in. Still does have that Kitsune Rush here in the back pocket, but thus far, Toronto now sending out the beat. Lip going to be taken down, but Heesung and Junbin getting one of pieces. Both supports from the side of Toronto Ultra are going to be taken out. And that makes the team that much more vulnerable, but Chorong caught out. Sugar Free able to find him with the sticky bombs as someone pops that Primal Rage. Toronto Ultra still in control of the points. He's just swatting Shu away to the best of his ability, but ultimately will have to make his exit.
RuPaul still has ultimate to play through here. Toronto Ultra have more weapons to use, more utility to use. They don't want to disengage, they want to dive deep on in.
Yep, they just dive in over the top of that Amp Matrix, but there's a Pulse Bomb stick as Lip gets the dip here onto Merritt, taking him down. Point, however, still not taken. Someone able to find Shu. Pulled down to a sliver once again as the Zaps look for the kill, but it's going to be Chorong swooping it up over the top rope, finding that right-click kill. Someone now at risk as Vega goes down into the pit. Just falling down right into the well itself as the flip comes through. And Crazy Raccoon regain and maintain the lead.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just a brilliant, honestly, duplication from Heesung as well. They get the extra Winston in there. RuPaul, despite his best efforts, Kitsune Rush not going to be enough. Someone diving in deep to try to cut off that window from Shu. So we have a swap out. Final fight coming on in. Junbin trying to intercept. He'll get one knockup, but a TP away. RuPaul's okay for now.
And forces it out. There's the touch. Merritt able to get in there in time, but Vega does still end up getting found. He's with the beam, able to take him down. Now RuPaul going to be dead. Supportless once again are Toronto Ultra, and no one can go for the touch, so 174%. The opening round of Ilios goes the way of Crazy Raccoon.
And take this point as well. Something I mentioned to the desk when we had a little crossover there. Merit has been one-tricking Ashe the entire tournament so far. This is the first time where you're seeing Merit off of the Ashe, playing something else. Toronto, they've been criticized for their Merit Tracer play in the past. Here, Lip shows why that he is the better DPS hit scan tracer, and, you know, typically when we look towards hit scan tracers, not their best position, not their best hero. Lip, far more proficient on this role. If Toronto Ultra want to keep playing a situation where Sugar Free is going to be the flex play on something like, you know, the Echo, Merit has to step up. But you can always go back to the Merit Ashe. That's what has been working. That seems to be Toronto Ultra's bread and butter. And now you're in a situation where you can start to see why the Anaband might be useful, because eventually Toronto might want to play something like this poke comp or a brawl composition, and they don't want Crazy Raccoon to dive into it. No Ana.
Well, of course, no Ana. Ashe there for Merit, so it should be a little bit more comfortable, but Jinbin on this Wrecking Ball can set up for that dive to come through. It has to be that much more cautious here, and someone's going to have to be Johnny on the spot when it comes down to setting up for these accretion stuns. Jinbin in deep, shielding already going to be popped, and he is going to get annihilated. So there you go. There's the counter play.
I think Sugar Free might have stolen the health back there. Either way, Jinbin was trying to look for the HP, and he couldn't find it, so that's a really unfortunate beginning, but Toronto Ultra, good signs. They are defeating the Jinbin ball dive. If you can actually kill the ball, that's what's important, because mostly on this patch with the buffed up tanks, Jinbin should be very hard to take down as Hisan now swaps over to go towards Genji. They want to all in even harder on the dive.
Sugar Free pushing forward, clearing the way here with that Tracer, trying to build up towards the Pulse Bomb. Minor little lead here on Lip, where once again, Jinbin trying to harass out Merit here with this Ashe. Gets a knock up, taking him down below half HP, but they're still suffering losses on the opposite side here. It's both supports and Hisung, now Lip, taking down Sugar Free. And up with those two. Now Pulse Bomb just 16% away.
And they're happy to trade. Look, if Jinbin got the kill, that's fine. Toronto Ultra will wait for the respawns. They want to take down the other 4 members of Crazy Raccoon, even if Jinbin is diving on in. And on top of that, Jinbin didn't actually get the kill. So, here we go. Let's take a look at the situation from Sugar Free a little bit earlier on, as we saw Jinbin running around the map, but really it's Sugar Free that's getting the work done on Ruin so far.
Back into the live action here. Sugar Free does hover low, but some heals start coming across. He's going to be sustained back up. Pulse Bomb now online. See what kind of setup he can find. Is right now Chodung's going to be targeted. And a little bit of burst of damage comes through, and he's able to go ahead and confirm that kill. Someone going to be traded out, though. He's sung with the deflect, able to take him out. So tank for a DPS. Or tank for a healer, I should say. And his pylon going to be cleared out, and there's the pulse stick from Lip to take Merit out once again. Follows up on a Vega. RuPaul going to fall. Crazy Raccoon get the flip to get into control, but they still are in a pretty big deficit as Toronto Ultra were able to hold that up to 62.
And that was basically tankless as well, because, yeah, someone goes down, but Jinbin was so chunked down on 1 HP that he couldn't join the fight. Really, it just came down to the DPS and supports. Jinbin trying to get a little bit tricky inside the spawn of Toronto Ultra for now. They need to buy time because Toronto Ultra are so much further ahead. Look at ultimates here, though. This is when Toronto Ultra want to try and push that advantage. Vega might want to be the first one ulting with a Captive Sun here. RuPaul needs to find an angle first, but Vega is more free to ult unless he wants to save the Captive Sun to try and hide away from Jinbin later.
Captive Sun does come through, seeking a target.
Don't go for the Genji, it'll get deflected.
Yep.
Oh, gets it.
Okay, does get the connection there, but he's able to pull back. Minefield now going to be invested from Jinbin. Just looking to try to cut off the approach here as there's the Ant Matrix invested up onto the high ground. Jinbin taking quite a bit of damage, going to be burning away there. As the bomb will make his exit.
Flux available.
Kill's not going to be found, but as you say, Flux is available. Jinbin going to be taken down. Merit able to find that kill in the end. Blade now going to be pulled out as the sound barrier gets popped. Immediately, Vega falling down into the minefield, still sat there. He falls, Merit taken out. RuPaul carved up as Hisung finds 2. Looks for a little bit more. Someone down to about half HP. Getting whittled away yet, but sight's going to be turned here over towards a different target. Someone's going to be backpedaling away, but 68 HP down to 23. Now killed. Hisung comes up with 3 in the fight.
It actually looks like someone missed Hisang there or didn't complete the Flux for whatever reason, because if he catches Hisang in the Flux, that's the blade taken off the table, and Toronto Ultra in a much better position as we now look at a very interesting composition. Merit, we haven't really seen him on the Echo before. This is hidden technology. It's Sugar Free on the Tracer, Merit on the Echo, and we're over to a Winston Mirror.
Is it hidden technology or is it desperation? We're about to find out, but Vega already going to be dead off the rip. Pulse Bomb still held here by Lip as Jinbin will get taken out. Pulse Bomb not finding the stick, still gets a good amount of damage and sets up potentially for a kill here onto someone. He will end up falling. Toronto going to be traded back. A bloody brawl, but somebody's going to have to go for the point here sooner rather than later. It's going to be Sugar Free leading the charge in that regard. We'll force out the overtime. The flip just about ready to come through as Shu. Not much that he can do, but Lip joining in does manage to keep this contested, and now Jinbin is right back into the fray.
Where's someone, though? He needs to join in this play as well. Sugar Free go with the pulse. Nice kill, but gets traded out.
He finds it, but yeah, as you say, the trade coming through. A little bit of revenge there for his fallen comrade. at the hands of Chorong, coming up with that kill. The beam softening up someone, nearly taking him down. Overtime starting to bleed away. Vega once again pushing forward, stuck on the wall, kind of getting botched here, bogged down in the movement, but eventually is able to break free. Slinks out, keeps himself alive, still playing elusively. Merit going to go down. Jinbin finding that kill, nearly to that primal rage, but will fall 11% shy of that mark. Sugar Free once again on the rejoin, able to find that value, find that kill. Chorong dead. Sugar Free doing everything in his power to keep them in this round, to try to get this flip. And it looks like it's going to work for them. They just need to clear out the point a little bit more. Pulse Bomb comes through, able to find one. Someone going to be taken down. Vega trying to stay alive. A sliver of HP remaining here for the Lucio as he gets the sound barrier available. And that's going to be the flip. Toronto Ultra still in with a pinch.
And luckily, Toronto Ultra doesn't burn ultimates here because they have to play for the final fight. That looked like the final fight. Remember, Ultra never got the flip until now. Chorong gets a double kill, actually.
Chorong just diving in. That's going to be the support now taken down. I thought Jinbin was going to be overextended with the Primal Rage, but he opts to go for it. Dupe is here, though. Merit putting another Winston into the mix. Someone still does have that Primal ready to go, but there's a break on the Dupe. The beam able to find it. The support's going to be coming back in. It's going to be the Kitsune Rush out first here from Shu. Look at the turn of the tides of the fight as there's the Dupe now from Heesung, just trying to stay alive. Dives into the back line. Vega needing to get this sound barrier off. Does manage to do so, shielding out onto 5 players. It's going to be 99 and 99 Pulse Bomb available here for the side of Sugar Free. Chorong taken down, Sugar Free with a melee hit, able to find that kill. Lucio now out of the equation. Shu, the only healer here for the side of Crazy Raccoon. These people are going low, but Lip managing to find 2. Someone Merit, both going to be annihilated. Jinbin taken down off the back of that. Sugar Free still in the mix, though, as Vega finds Lip. Heesung and Chorong on the return to try to somehow extend this one, but it seems like Toronto will be taking us to that 3rd and final round.
Jinbin trying to come back onto the Ryan, but it might not matter. Not going to get there in time. We were 1-1 at Ilios. Are you not entertained? What a back and forth on Ruins. That could have been anyone's game. It was like non-stop team fighting for about 2 to 3 minutes straight there. And Toronto Ultra did not want to give that one up. They were disciplined in their ultimate usage, knew when they had to hold ultimates, and were not going to overcommit. Despite Lip getting the double kill, which could have been disastrous for the team, they still hold on. Chorong even with a double kill in the backline, and yet Toronto Ultra persist. Credit to the DPS and tank line Toronto Ultra for that, because they really saved the game.
Really did. I mean, Sugar Free putting in such insane work as well with that Tracer. Very nicely done to help get them across the lines. And now we look over towards Lighthouse to see who's going to be taking this opening map.
The problem here is that Toronto Ultra didn't quite win this matchup onto well. We're playing the same thing again. So the Merit Tracer, not really ideal, but neither is the Merit Echo. Can't run the sim. Remember, in Dallas, Toronto Ultra played the Ryan sim on here. Kind of caught Crazy Raccoon by surprise. That's why sim is banned.
Up and over the top goes Jinbin, playing wildly as ever here on this Wrecking Ball. Tucked away here for the moment, waiting for the cooldowns to come back up. Pile Driver now available up and over the top, putting quite a bit of damage here onto Sugar Free. Pile Driver down, smattering of damage going to be found. Pops a big shield, nearly 1,000 health here on this Wrecking Ball. His sights get turned now over to the point, which has unlocked.
Not quite in contention to cap, though. Maybe now Sugar Free goes down. Jinbin just staying contested the entire way through. They still have 5 online. Struggling now is Toronto Ultra's ability to take down Heesung, especially if Sugar Free is gone. That's their only real pressure versus Heesung's Barra.
Points here in their hands. Pile Driver not going to get the connection. They're able to pull away, but Lip gets the better of Merit. Just cycling these DPS back in the spawn room, and this time it's going to be both of them taken down. And Toronto Ultra very much going to be held at bay for the time being.
And what's really interesting about this comp from Crazy Raccoon is that they're also playing the Shu BAP. Now, great on the BAP, however, I don't think BAP really fits into this comp as well as Lucio Kiriko. So the fact that they can play the BAP and get away with it, super long-range shooting that's hard for Shu to nail, this is really impressive. Toronto Ultra, I mean, they got to force Shu actually onto a Kiri. Or actually punish the BAP either way.
And Sugar Free is just walking along the floor and nearly gets taken down. Pulse Bomb up from Lip, going to be going wide, however. Dives forward immediately into the bubble to try to get rid of someone. It's going to be Heesung able to go ahead and come up with the goods. Tank now taken down as Toronto Ultra just struggling to try to find a fair fight as Heesung back-to-back mid-air rockets gets the follow-up onto Merit. It is just clean power play at the moment here, and Crazy Raccoon are way out in front.
Exactly. Alpha E and Sauna showed how it was going to be done. Heesung says, I can play that too. I'm also going to be the fire guy here. And with Toronto Ultra, they just can't shut him down. Again, it's Sugar Free that has to do the most work here. They don't have a hit scan. Merit's on the Tracer. They don't have a Diva. Someone's playing the Winston instead. So how do you control Heesung? Because now he has barrage as well.
Has it online. Sugar Free just not getting any free entry back over towards this point whatsoever. Lip immediately taking him down. His Merit, first pulse bomb about to come online, point blank.
Worth.
Barrage coming in, and yeah, he's sunk. Even if he gave his life for that one, taking out someone still would have been value.
And look at the aggressiveness from Crazy Raccoon as well. You're not giving RuPaul the opportunity to use Katsuna Rush because you want a Katsuna Rush over towards the point. You don't want to go out of spawn or play in this alleyway. And yet Crazy Raccoon, with their speed, with Junbin's tempo here, Toronto are just stuck. They have nearly 5 volts, and it's about to be 0.99.
Junbin just waiting for the timing, drops the minefield here on the approach. Says, yeah, come on in, see if you can make it. Trying to get the touch. Tag is going to be there. Managed making that.
I think Chorong Ajax.
Managing to make that one happen. Chorong does end up falling down, and that might have been an Ajax. I believe you are correct. Immortality field going to be cleared out here. A shoot is at risk. RuPaul, however, traded out. Junbin finds one. Duke from Sugar Free, the pulse bomb seeking target, swinging around the back. Tries to lob it up into the air to get a mid-air catch and cannot do so. Loses out now on that dupe. Someone. Primal Rage still rolling. Vega going to be coming back. The Sound Barrier going to be dropped in. No Ajax to be found, but someone still low on HP, and Vega annihilated as Heesung continues to rain down hell from above. They are just ripped asunder. And while it was such an incredibly close ruins, Crazy Raccoon, they go back to the well composition, and they utterly dominate on Lighthouse.
And I just don't know if Toronto really have the capability to match a team like Crazy Raccoon on the dive. I mean, against NA and EU teams, sure, Toronto Ultra have all it takes, but when you go up against the top Korean squads, the lack of ability to really pilot through your Tracer Echo composition, no matter who's actually playing it. You want Sugar Free on both heroes, but he's only one guy. That's the issue. You need to go back over towards the Merit Ashe here. That has to happen at some stage, but remember, the Ashe is a target ban that Crazy Raccoon have in their pocket. The question will be, when do they pull that up? Because once they do, that should be another Crazy Raccoon's win. Toronto Ultra yet to beat Crazy Raccoons at any stage that they've ever played together in the past.
Wow, what a dominant turnaround here from the side of Crazy Raccoon. Put their foot down saying, we'll give you one, but you cannot take the map. They're looking for the 3-0. They're the one team in the tournament right now that has still not dropped a single map thus far, and they want that perfect 9-0.
I'll tell you what, though, the good news for Ultra is the fact that Junbin probably does get subbed out now because, first of all, Ultra have map choice. Second of all, not a lot of good ball maps. You'd be forcing ball on some of the other maps. Ilios is obviously quite good for the ball, so Junbin probably gets subbed out for Max, but that introduces other problems because now you're looking at more standard Max gameplay like we saw in the earlier series today. But he's saying can still just play far the whole time. That has to be answered, and I think Merit has to be the guy on the Ashe to answer. So again, we look over towards the bans. When you want to play the Heesung far again, knowing that Toronto can't really do anything about it, ban away the Ashe, that becomes a problem.
Does the Pharah ban, does that make sense? Is that feeling like maybe that's not even the thing that you should be tackling? That's a big question that needs to be answered from the side of Toronto.
Yeah, I think so. And you also have to start thinking about Max's hero pool as well. What is someone's strengths here? He is the current reigning regular season MVP from last year's Overwatch, the most flexible tank player in the entire world. However, from a specialization standpoint, Junbin's individual hero that he plays better than someone. Max's individual heroes that he plays still better than someone. Someone kind of like a jack of all trades, master of a couple, but maybe not enough to really take down Junbin or Max. You need to find a winning matchup, more so against Max than Junbin. You need to find something in that off-tank versus off-tank matchup. Is it going to be the Sigma? Is it the D.Va? Is it the Zarya? What is it? That has to be the play.
Well, we'll find out what it's going to be, but for now, let's go ahead and send it back down to the analysts to break down the action from Ilios.
Thank you very much, guys. Ilios sounds a lot like Achilleos. That was very, very close, right? Rhyming, just like that last match was very, very close on map number 2. Oh my goodness, I tried to get us there. Round number 2, almost got it there, again, probably the closest round that we've seen. Maybe on the mainstream, maybe I think back to like one of the Flashpoint maps, but that was a heck of a shot there for Toronto Ultra. I know there's a couple things that you wanted to hit on in terms of the bans and the composition that Ultra goes with here.
Yeah, I mean, Avril touched on a little bit in the beginning, but we were all sitting here just wondering, okay, what is the tank support setup here? Because it feels a little bit strange where you ban Ana and then you go and you grab Winston. And the rounds 1 and 3 was when the Ultra were running that composition where they were running the Winston minus Ana, and it didn't really work out on round 1 or 3, but they go to a round where they run something a little bit more traditional in their setup, and everything works out well, of course, off the back of Sugar Free.
And we talked a little bit about having only 5 players on a squad and the problems that can present. The problem is that Sugar Free is their best Tracer and their best Fair Echo as well. And the problem is that a lot of these maps you want to run a Tracer and a Fair Echo. Or like maybe you force maps you can do a Fair Echo and an Ashe, but this has been an issue with Merit in the past where his Tracer play just isn't up to snuff. It might be top 10 in the world, but the problem is you're playing against top 1s, top 2s, top 3s in the world, and you're not even the best Tracer on your own team. It's going to be an issue, and they're going to have to be able to work around it, because on the other side of things, Proper and Heesang have enormous hero pools.
Yeah, we take a look at some of the highlights here from this last map. That, again, map number 2 on Ruins. So close. I wanted to shout out Vega and his movement on Lucio. We were saying, like, Heesang, you need to get that last little couple of hits there on Echo, but also props to Vega with the movement. But here, once we went to round number 3, it was just...
Well, that's why he went to Farah, because he just gets splash damage. He was tired of missing the try shot. He was like, enough of that. Let me just shoot a rocket at the ground, and that'll deal with it.
I think in terms of DPS play from both sides, this is probably one of the most entertaining maps that we have covered so far in the 2 days that we've been watching, because it was just ridiculous. Well was probably my favorite round of the entire tournament so far with how flashy it was. But then you go to round 3, I mean, putting the compositional concerns with the Ultra aside, I mean, it might not have mattered with how many rockets Heesang was hitting. It was just unreal.
Yeah, even that, but then you've got him playing Genji as well. Like, any gap they have, and then Lip can play as symmetric. Like, they are the most versatile damage line, I think, in this entire tournament.
Yeah, again, Ultra going to have to try and find some sort of answer here. And, you know, a lot of the time we go to Flashpoint after this and see, all right, well, that kind of map mode and the chaos there. Or is it one of those things where let's try to match them? Let's try to play something else, something unique, you know, an escort or something like that to see if we can get something here as we are getting ourselves ready to head on over to the Qiddiya Arena for map number 2 and get those reveals for you in just a second. But again, what do you want to see here in terms of the next map and out of Ultra?
Oh, I think the number one thing is just whatever they ban, just make sure you have a super coherent strategy to work around it. That would probably be number 1. Number 2 is that, I mean, I think it worked out well for them when they were playing things that were fast. I mean, especially if they could run a composition where they feel comfortable playing Sugar Free on Tracer, run that.
I think what we might see here is the issue is if you go to a map where you're very comfortable running like a push like a Shambali maybe or a Circuits, then you're just going to get Ash bans. Like, the Ash ban is a real possibility.
All right, well, we're off to New Junk City. That's where the Ultra now take the map. They also have the decision on if they ban first or second, right? You get the power to ban and protect, or you can kind of counter ban from there. Let's see who gets it. Yep, Toronto will ban first. And there it is, the Lucio getting taken away there.
Yeah, so they're going to ban the Lucio, so it kind of gives you the idea that you have to think they're going to be running something where Merit is on Ash, is kind of how I see it. You know, they want to run something that's a little bit slower. And
Crazy Raccoon had it all under control.
It's like, yeah, we see what you're doing. No.
Silver lining, I mean, you can't ban Ash next map then, I guess. You know, so there was something to it, but that was, I mean, anyone could have been able to read that. Once you take the Lucio out, you're like, oh, so you don't want to run at us, you want to sit back and shoot at us, not a problem. We'll just take away your best hero. So now the question is, like, maybe, I don't know what they're going to run. Merit's other best hero was Sojourn, and Sojourn just got nerfed pretty hard. So we haven't seen Sojourn really much this tournament. Cass has been hit or miss. Maybe they run like a Cass and a Sim.
All right, well, no substitutions for either team. If anything, if map 2 is anything like map number 1, we're going to have a lot of fun. Let's send it on over to Cass, just get into the action.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Yes, let's get into this one. The Ash going to be taken away. So respect being shown from the side of Crazy Raccoon.
Too early, though. I think they should have saved the Ash ban for a later map, something more important, like a Midtown, like a Shambali, Escort hybrids. These are where you really want to have the long-range capability of Merit. This is also where you can play the Fire as well. Ban away the Ash on a map where Fire can be important. So Crazy Raccoon might have pulled out the ace in the hole slightly too early. I'm a little concerned about that. However, Crazy Raccoon, they might still be the better team. Why is the Lucio ban? They kind of touched up on the desk, but mainly if you look at Crazy Raccoon's previous experience in New Junk City so far this tournament, they played Jinbin on the Queen for this particular map. So if you want to remove the Lucio Kiriko, they said they're going to play Kiriko Ana. So, okay, with the Winston, you could have played Brig Ana here. I'm a little surprised they started with the Kiri. I mean, that's strange. Especially Chorong. Chorong's a great Brig play, one of the best.
A bit of a change up here, though. Maybe just trying to catch them off guard. We'll see how this ends up looking, though, as some very different compositions with Hanzo coming out here from Merit.
Could have played Cass. I'm a little surprised. I mean, the secondary pick after the Ash ban usually is the cast, but here we go.
Oh, okay, well, that's going to be Sugar Free confirmed the kill there as Lip will get taken down. Dive forward, though. Merit at risk, but Sugar Free able to find a second one as Jinbin will get punished for the dive forward. So finds RuPaul, but that's still going to be Toronto Ultra setting themselves up for the opening Flashpoint cap.
We have membership on point right now. Decent Bionator, that's going to force him away. And with that, Heesang's going to steal away the point. No, just barely contested, but someone's got no HP. I don't know about this one. He dies. That's not worth it for someone at all.
He's trying to pressure out Heesang, who will end up falling as Vega finds that kill, but now Lip is back into the frame. Merit's going to be taken down, and this one starts spiraling out of control and out of hand for Toronto Ultra.
I mean, Crazy Raccoon just looked like we're going to cap it anyway, so give the cap away, allow Heesang to sneak that one, heal up, regroup, and Toronto Ultra might actually have numbers and members to go for a retake. Merit agrees here in terms of the Hanzo, gets rid of that straight away, goes right over towards the cast. Shouldn't have even started on the Hanzo, that's my opinion. We'll see what happens with Vega and RuPaul later on as well. I think Vega should also move over towards the break because we're basically in a Winston dive now.
Well, Nano available. Lip, recall popped as he goes dangerously low. See what the approach looks like here.
Shu's got the only ultimate.
And he's going to be taken down as soon as he invested. Jinbin, recipient here, seeking target though, just zapping away, trying to find a bit of damage here. Maybe the dive forward onto RuPaul. We'll just drop down onto that low ground. Merit offering up some damage. Trade of places, the bubble coming through, grabs that mini back, and now just have the Primal online. So Jinbin in a decent spot, but Jerome going to be taken down. Lip similarly falling as someone with his own Primal is able to come up with some value. Flip has been found for Toronto Ultra, now in control of this point as the cleanup comes in.
I mean, that's cute from Jinbin, but your team is losing behind the scenes. You're like, guys, are we winning or not? I guess we're not, so I'm holding up 2 members. And meanwhile, Toronto Ultra is capping the point. No issues there. Someone using the Primal. Nice, we like those. And for Crazy Raccoon now. Ooh, Shu under pressure.
Have to dive forward off the back of the Nano, and that's going to be someone collecting 2 kills. Both support's going to be gone. Lip still commits that pulse bomb into the fight, does find Vega, but immediately gets traded out. So a big win here for the side of Toronto Ultra, who can now take the lead.
Looking decent. They should be able to get the lead off this. Pushing to final fight territory in just a hot moment. Difficult situation, I think, to be able to use. Vega's captive Sun, also Suzu available for Chorong as well, so tight space. Not really going to get much distance in the air in terms of flying, which impacts your ability to find an angle as well. 80% now.
Dead Eye pop from Merit, pulse bomb onto Shu, takes him out, but Merit going to be traded out. Captive Sun from Vega going to be sent, but cleanup is still looking good. 99% about to come through for the side of Toronto Ultra, but it's just 2 players left alive as Crazy Raccoon will get the flip. One final fight, though, available to Toronto to try to retake this.
There's a break swap from Vega. And Toronto Ultra have to get the touch ready to go. This is now final fight territory, both sides, 98 to 99, in just a short while. Maybe both ultimates from Crazy Raccoon will be burned here. I think Toronto Ultra, even if you lose this point, they didn't go for it. I think they should have gone for it. And the reason why is you will pressure Crazy Raccoon to burn ultimates.
Yeah.
Economically, I think it's worth it to make that play, and they chose not to.
Well, looks like they just wanted to try to maybe have the faster inside track over to the next point here, but
that's not guaranteed.
I do agree with you.
You don't know where the next point's going to be.
Yeah.
It might not even be on the right side of the map.
Well, either way, they opt to not go for it, and that's going to be a Blade and a Primal retained here for Crazy Raccoon. Other ults getting caught up. Shu and RuPaul basically neck and neck towards those Nanos. But Lip about to have the next earliest pulse bomb here as Blade's going to come out. Dive forward, looking for Merit, will be rewarded with it. Continued pressure being applied here as RuPaul just going to get Goomba stomped there by Jinbin, and there's nowhere else for Vega to go.
Well played by Crazy Raccoon. They held on to the 2 ultimates. Again, no pressure on that first cap. Jinbin's not even going to play the Primal because he doesn't need it. 1 blade, 1 win. And, you know, in this sort of situation, typically, just a dry blade like that, you don't expect a ton of value. And unfortunately, nothing from Toronto Ultra hit. The whip shot missed, the sleep dart misses, the flashbang. I don't know what happened to that. So all of the tools you'd like to see from Toronto Ultra to stop that blade from being effective, unfortunately, just wasn't.
Oh, someone now going to be antied out. This is the Primal.
Oh, no.
Bit of a whip there on the jump up, and RuPaul going to be taken down. Jinbin now going to be nanoed up there by Shu. A lot of the peel taken away. There's the sleep out onto Sugar Free. The headshot delivered from Chorong to go ahead and put him down. It's just member after member getting bled dry here on Toronto.
And this is the thing, okay, you can wait out the nano boost from Shu, that's great, but you have to make sure no one gets taken down. You can disengage from that. Looked like someone maybe tried to intercept, failed the jump. Cool, disengage. Sugar Free, really deep in the backline. He was going for Shu, eats a sleep dart, and that completely destroys their retake capability. And now again, points done. This is 2-0 on the map already because they're not going to reinforce in time. And they're not going to force any additional ult. In fact, someone primals for no reason. Is he about to swap? This only makes sense if someone's about to go over towards a Jungle Queen or something. Because otherwise, he's just wasted a primal.
Yeah, it's out of their hands now. 99% forced out. Even if they get the flip, still going to be a very long hold. Someone going lower and lower. Nano nowhere to be found. He's not able to collect that kill. As the overtime starts bleeding down, Sugar Free gonna have to go back in, gets the retouch, forces it out, but it's gonna be an ante on the two. Vega and Merit at risk, and Nano invested on the Sugar Free to try to turn the tides of this fight. Trong will fall, but they need a hell of a lot more than that just to try to win this one, to get the flip of the overtime. He's gonna be bled down.
It's gone. Yeah, no, they really wanted to clutch that one. I'm so confused, man, because Toronto Ultra, that was the sort of situation where you're just down too many members. You have to start giving up their burning ultimates to try and save a very last point. However, I'll give them this silver lining. At least they really force ultimates out of Crazy Raccoon. They still want to go 2 down at the end of the day, but it's just such a weird situation where someone like Primal's 3v5 or whatever, and then it's RuPaul and Vega just throw the Nano onto Sugar Free. Can we save this? We just don't even have members. At least Sugar Free gets some kills. But their tempo is kind of all over the place at this stage. They will come through at the end of all of it, 0-2 down, but with ultimates to play through for this point.
I mean, they have the advantage for now, but Pulse Bomb, Blade, as well as that Nano, which goes out. About to be online. Lip not able to find anything with the Pulse. Rally rolling here from Vega, but Sugar Free going to be eliminated. Jinbin able to find that opening kill as the point gets unlocked. Vega similarly dead as Jinbin collects a second, looks for the third, the dive forward here on the RuPaul. There's just no peel, no possibility of survival for him. The cleanup continues as someone will just get zapped. Jinbin filling the kill feed, I believe 4 for him in that fight. And Crazy Raccoon once again have the first snatch up of the point.
They're going to go and match Crazy Raccoon now on the support line. You know, typically Brigana is like the bread and butter for the Winston. Vega's just not having a great time with this support line for some reason. Is so brittle when really Brigana should be extremely ironclad, especially if you're just like really defensively good on those heroes. It seems like Shu and Chorong though are the harder players to kill, especially when Chorong is just doing damage and getting kills himself. I mean, Sugar Free can't even dive.
No reprieve for them whatsoever. Instantly headshot the Primal, now used aggressively just to go ahead and beat them back, force them away from the spawn room doors. Merit juggle around as Jinbin continues to excel here on the Winston. We'll just go ahead, leap back out towards safety, offer up some more healing, try to fast track these next ultimates here from Chorong and Shu. And it's 73% now for Crazy Raccoon, looking to get a 3-0.
You have to defend against this Blade. You cannot see Vega and RuPaul miss against this Blade again. Now Vega is on the Korean set, so the Suzu is going to be really important to find that target. Puts a little bit of pressure off RuPaul to necessarily hit the sleep dart, but Heesang can't be allowed to get away with this.
Recall already forced to be popped. Blade to be pulled. Heesang does get taken down. There's that flashbang coming in, but Shu collects 2. Merit and RuPaul both eliminated, 99% now forced out. Is someone trying to just batter Shu into the corner, trying to find that kill. Eventually will be rewarded with it, finds that elimination, but still more work to be done because someone's still low on HP, still getting whittled away at, and does get taken down. Jinbin able to find that one, and still is relatively healthy, but Sugar Free back into the fight. Pushing forward, looking for the Winston, will be able to get it. And Toronto Ultra, they hold out hope.
That was nearly disastrous as well, because despite beating the Blade in terms of just defeating it, Shu still lands a double bayonet and kills 2 targets by his lonesome, it seems. If someone doesn't get a primal kill and doesn't sort of rescue that alongside Sugar Free, that could have been that. That could have been the 2-0 in the series so far. So still an opportunity here. Nano on line for RuPaul, where Nano is not available for Shu just yet. But Chorong has the ult that Vega does not.
HP there on Lip. Pulse Bomb once again at the ready. Survey decides to send that one as Merit at risk, taken down. Shu going to be traded out, so DPS for a support. But now the flip is back into their favor. Crazy Raccoon looking to bring this one to an end as RuPaul similarly dies.
Vega has the ult.
Tag in, Sugar Free calling out, keeps himself alive, but yep, there's the ultimate as Vega sends out the Kitsune Rush. Swap over from Merit, over onto the Soldier 76, just to try to get back in as fast as he possibly can. Choro does get taken down, but now Sugar Free, Vega, both gonna be lost. It's all falling to pieces here as Crazy Raccoon, they say, yep, you went to Korea, but we are Korea. They shut them down, and now they're up 2-0 in the series.
It's just the fact that Shu and Chorong are far more difficult to take down in the dive mirror than the opposition. You have Vega and RuPaul, time and time again, far more brittle in the defensive capabilities. And Shu and Chorong also the offensive capabilities. How many kills did Shu get? How many kills does Chorong get? That also makes it very difficult for players like Sugar Free, who has had his moments here alongside someone. They've been keeping the team afloat where they can. But unfortunately, Toronto Ultra still look in this series like a bit of a sinking ship. Where's the silver lining here? It is in the fact that once we go to future maps, you can still play the Ashe. Finally, we're gonna get something that Toronto Ultra will be comfortable on, because a couple maps in a row now, it's been pretty tough. Ashe banned out, Ashe not particularly good on Ilios, We need to see a really good map 3. We could still get a 1-3 result here, the potential for a reverse sweep, but man, this is so tough for Toronto Ultra.
It really is. Like you said, maybe that Midtown, something like that to come through to really try to enable that Ash, give them a good map, maybe just something else with longer sight lines. We'll have to just wait and see, but at the same time, you can offer up that comfort for the side of Merit, but we also know that Lip, in his own right, is incredibly strong when it comes down to Ash.
Yeah, I mean, it's another thing you have to consider, right? One of your strongest pieces can just still lose to Lip, who's on the other side. I mean, that's the other difficulty, but it's not so much about that I'm concerned about. It's about putting all your best players on their very best picks. So we still haven't seen Max yet. Max will come through at some point because you're in a situation where 2 maps in a row, they've been more Jimbin favored. We see Jimbin on Ilios because it's a dive map. We see Jimbin on New Junk City because that's previously where they've played him, play a little bit more dive. In this Winston dive Merit, it's been problematic. So where does Toronto need to win? They need to win in an off-tank Merit or an off-tank matchup somewhere, as it looks like Jimbin might be packing up, which means Max is going to come on in. This is potentially good for Toronto, but if they can't beat Max, then they have no business beating Crazy Raccoon at all. And unfortunately, NA's best hope is not looking anywhere near competitive versus the #1 team in the world currently.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Crazy Raccoon, they've been on its hair. Just still haven't dropped the map yet here. They're +8 overall. They're looking for that 3-0 in matches. They're looking for the 9-0 in map differential to go ahead and further assert themselves as the best team in the world, as the most dominant team here at the Esports World Cup. But now, as we get ready to find out what that potentially final map, I should say, will be here in this series, let's pass it back down to the analysts.
Thank you very much, Ilios and Avril, as, again, Crazy Raccoon has an answer every single time, and this one could have been a lot worse unless Toronto Ultra got a little touch there at the end, got a little bit of percentage, but still very, very dominant, as expected.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also the intelligence of how they did it. You think about back to the bans, right? They get rid of Ash, which inherently nerfs Merit. It gets rid of Merit's best hero. And what do they do in the game? They decide, oh, support-wise, we're going to run with the Kiriko Ana, which is not, sunshine and rainbows for a Tracer to go after. It inherently was going to give Sugar Free a much tougher game than what we saw back on Ilios and how they were playing it. So you have the situation where they almost say, look, we're going to make Sugar Free's life really hard, and to Merit, well, see if you can beat us on your cast.
It's strange when you can visually see where a team's mentality is at. At the very first point, it was 99 to 89, and it seemed like they could go back in. They had a really good chance to go back in. They chose not to. But then later, they were trying to push too much in. The Nano Tracer's not something you normally see, and that Nano Tracer took 3 clips and a recall to kill an Ana. Shu was nigh unkillable. It took a Primal to even bring it back in, and Shu almost lived through that. That backline, not only are they lethal, but the survivability was so high.
Yeah, the movement has been pretty crazy by those supports, and we've done, want to shout out the observers for doing a great job of following along from a lot of these very good vantage points, getting to see the mechanical skill that Crazy Raccoon have been putting on display. You look up and down here, who's been doing well? Let's start there for Toronto Ultra. Who's been doing well here that you want to hang your hat on?
I mean, the 2 players, it was said on broadcast, but I couldn't agree more, is that you have someone and you have Sugar Free. Those are the 2 players that have been getting things done even when the support line is getting folded behind them, even when Merit has been struggling at times to get things done DPS. Like, those 2 players have been keeping Toronto in it, but the problem is that if you have 2 players having a really great game and the other side has everyone having a great game, like, we haven't even touched on how good Heesang has been.
Yeah, I mean, I said it in our very first match in the pregame. I was like, I sing the song of Heesang. He's been one of my favorite players. I think he's just low-key, because this team is so stacked that he gets lost in the mix sometimes, but he's a DPS guy that you can say, guys, run whatever, I'll fill in what you need. You need a Genji, fine. You need a Flyer, fine. If you want me to play the Tracer, fine. Like, he is so good at so many different heroes that he kind of pulls it all together. You can run him in any single comp and not worry about it.
Yeah, we just flew the graphic there of the roster for Crazy Raccoon because Max will be coming on in. Before we talk about Max, it's great how Jinbin did, because we didn't get to see a lot of him earlier, but now we get to see a ton of him. And you had some great points about his hero pool before we went into the ball meta.
Well, I mean, so he did Asia finals or the main event finals as Ball, and it was a really great pick and played really well. But before that, he kind of was running a lot of Winston for this team. That's what he's known for. And then, of course, you got the sneaky Roadhog that came out in the Dallas. Everybody loves that, pulling people off cliffs. But yeah, his Ball is like the best hero he's got, but his Winston is nothing to sneeze at by any means. He went toe-to-toe and was able to get a lot done on that hero. But coming out now, and now we know that they're not going to run Winston or Ball, otherwise Jinbin would be it.
So, which means probably a lot of Diva coming out of Max.
Yeah, that's what you'd think here. Also, this is maybe jumping a little bit too far ahead, but I do kind of wonder what ban is going to come out from Crazy Raccoon, because they have had this thing of, oh, we're up 2-0, we're feeling really smart. Like, if we go to that ban screen, we see Roadhog, that's a message. That is a direct message of just, we are better than you, coming in from Crazy Raccoon.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at Toronto's roster here, because again, as we know, these guys do not have substitutes. The answer has to come from one of these 5 guys. As Sugar Free someone, those are the shout-outs. Where do you want to see growth from someone that we know that can play better?
Maybe Toronto picks a map where you can play Ashe, because you can't ban him back-to-back, right? I think there's something along those lines on the rule. And even if you can, like, the Merit's got to step up. You're going to go as far as Merit can take you here, and there's, like, shaky confidence issues. He's a great Hanzo, but we haven't seen Hanzo played at all this tournament. Even the fact he rolled out on Hanzo there instead of the Cass, which he probably should have, which is a smarter pick we saw him revert to, shows me a lot about what's going on. And, like, I need big potential. I need pick potential. But Hanzo's not in the greatest spot post-patch, so it's weird to see that hero, and it's kind of like, we need to get Merit right. So whatever map we take, and we need to get him back on track, because even if they lose this series, you need him going forward.
Well, yeah, you're saying we need pick potential. It's like, my initial gut response to that as soon as I heard it was like, well, why are you picking Hanzo? Like, that's not quite the guy right now. He needs a little bit of love.
Always tough when you're... all right, my turn for the sports analogy. Always tough when you're golfing, right? We're golfing. Shout out, Johnny. You're golfing and your favorite club. Your 7-iron, it's go-to, whatever. Right. But you're way far away, or you're way too close to the hole for the 7-iron, and that's kind of what it was there. Hanzo probably, that's the confidence thing, right? We were talking low confidence. Play the hero that you're confident on, but it doesn't really fit, and you end up switching to the cast anyways. You're just behind on ult percentage.
Yeah, I mean, Hanzo wasn't really recovered in full from just some of the wider changes Overwatch 2 had, a while back in terms of hitboxes and burst potential. He's not the threat he used to be in the past if you're just now watching Overwatch for the first time in years.
Sure. All right. Where do you want to see them go in terms of the map picks? Because they've used the 2 volatile ones.
I think you could potentially see Circuit here. It could be a get-right map for Merit, because you can run the Ashe and you can see what's going on, and also Crazy Raccoon didn't look perfect on it earlier today, so there's potential there. Something along those lines might be a play for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also kind of one of those things where it's a mini game within the game of Overwatch, right? The maps where it's just like, well, this plays different from everything else, and yeah, teams do have variability there. I mean, other than that, if there's a comfort map that Toronto has as far as hybrid goes, I mean, that's always something you can go to. It's like, look, we're good at this map. We win this map in scrims. We feel good. And ideally, you pick something where you can run an Ashe, like something like Hollywood.
At the end of the day, these are still group stage matches, and Crazy Raccoon have those aspirations of becoming the Esports World Cup champion here for Overwatch. And, you don't want to give away all the strats here. So but if you did, what would we see out of Max that maybe wasn't the Diva?
I don't know in this specific instance, because I don't think they're going to show anything. I think they're banning Roadhog. That's what I think.
All right. Well, we'll see how things go here as we head on over to the stage for the map and the hero bans between these squads. Again, all dictated first by Toronto Ultra, as they get to pick the map first. Can't go back to control and can't go back to Flashpoint. From there, also then they get to pick if they ban first or second. And oh, look at that. Hex got a prediction correct, everybody. It finally happened. We're heading over.
We got witnesses and receipts this time. Usually those are missing.
Yeah, we're heading over to Circuit Royale on the Escort. Toronto Ultra will ban. Let's see, are they banning first? Yes, they will ban first. And they take away Brig. Okay, so Brig, we have seen Widow being taken away on this map before, but Brig's going to be one there attacking the support line. Now, Crazy Raccoon cannot ban support because that's been taken away. Who do they take away here?
Oh, Ryan, okay.
What do you make of that? You're making a face here, Hex. Come on.
It doesn't seem like something that the other team was necessarily going to run, but it's someone who's got it in his pool. Someone's got every single tank in his pool. Ryan's not necessarily something you see a lot on this map. It maybe has shades of a Roadhog pick, but I don't want to go that far. But you generally see a Sigma. What takeaway that Ryan tells me is that they want to run their own Sigma, because Ryan versus Sigma can be a good matchup, and they don't want to get Max run over.
Yeah, I mean, that makes all the sense in the world to me. Again, as X says, you don't really see it a whole ton, but if you're playing Sigma, you kind of figure, okay, we have more faith our Sigma's going to be better than yours. You're going to play in this playground.
You're forcing the Sigma in that matchup.
Yeah.
All right, well, supremacy of Group A on the line here. Crazy Raccoon, tournament favorites, trying to take care of business against Upstarts, the #1 team from North America, Toronto Ultra. If they win this, they will have the first pick of any second-place opponent in the round of 8. Will they be able to do it, or will we extend this map? Let's find out as we send it on over to our casters.
Thank you very much. Circuit Royale and some a little head scratcher there on the Reinhardt.
No, it's not actually. The Ryan's really intelligent as a band, because what someone can do here is play the Ryan into the Sigma matchup. The Sigma matchup is the key here. Someone Sig versus Max Sig. It's a repeat of what we saw in Dallas once again. We played this map. It was a Sigma. Why the Brig Ban? You're trying to take away the capability for Crazy Raccoon to play the Brig Bap. That's going to be the key in the Sigma Mirror. That's the strongest support composition in the Sigma Mirror. What do Toronto Ultra want to do? They want to play the double flex support. They believe in the double flex support. Vega's been running Alari a lot. He's currently hovering over the Zen. So they trust their double flex support more than what they think Crazy Raccoon can do with their own double flex support. And Crazy Raccoon removing the Rhine makes sure that someone can't tap into his flexibility, because as the one thing that Toronto Ultra can do that would beat Max here.
Well, obviously not a hover. It is committed to here, as they are going to be on the defense. Lip coming out the gate. Widow at the ready. Going to be looking for the pop shot here, up and over the top. It's a spot out on the Merit, but cannot nail the shot.
The other problem here is that someone can always go towards a Ram. In fact, I expected that's exactly what happened in Dallas as well. We start on Sigma Mirror, eventually went over towards the Ram. He's saying does start on the Farah, but Merit's allowed to play a Widowmaker here. Probably won't really see the Ash unless Merit loses confidence in the Widowmaker, or we get deeper into the map. We haven't seen a lot of Circuit Rail C. This map has typically ended on either A or B so far in this tournament.
Not quite a wide enough swing out there on the jump shot from Merit. Lip was ready for the opportunity, though. Cannot collect the elimination. So far, no one going to be taken down on either side, as Lip once again up over the top. Can't find too much of anything. So first, or rather second corner going to be achieved here from the side of Crazy Raccoon with very little resistance. Vega getting tagged up, and Heesong able to find that kill. Beam coming across. Merit down to 13 HP. Desperately needing some healing, but so too does Sugar Free, as well as some on the HP bars right now. Dangerously low. RuPaul will be able to go ahead and top up a lot of these players, and that's going to allow him to get closer and closer towards that Amp Matrix. Now has it online, but they need to survive, and someone's going to be taken down.
The problem is Vega's dead and Zen's a super slow hero, so they don't have two healers. They have RuPaul's to do it all, and someone doesn't live. Cap's going to go away. They have the opportunity to maybe get a retake with the window, which would have been the advantage. RuPaul's really far ahead of Chorong, but there's just too many low members. RuPaul can't heal everybody at once unless they're all physically stacked. And unfortunately, that means no retake. A is gone, and Crazy Raccoon's looking strong, looking dominant so far.
And they're in a rough spot, so everybody has to go back into the spawn room, take the teleport to the new one, and that does allow for Crazy Raccoon to try to get set up. Captive Sun going to be in from shoot, drawing down low on HP, but Sugar Free goes for the dupe, copies the Alari, keeping himself alive here for the moment. Pulled back, but there's the break, the headshot from Lip, able to go ahead and get rid of the dupe.
Vega needs to find this Trance soon, because Toronto's about to get into the window, and even then, Trance might not be enough. But Toronto Ultra should have enough to be able to
survive.
At least survive somewhat. Vega dies. That's really awkward.
Yeah, right as the ult was getting ready to come through. Sticky bombs connect, and this is just such a pacey push right now from the side of Crazy Raccoon. Nearly up here towards B. Once again, zoned away. Vega just now getting ready to come back through. That Transcendence online, but might have to pop it just to try to get the touch here on the point, but now it's not even going to be worth it. RuPaul taken down as Lip finds the headshot. Merit will peel one back, but that's about as good as it's going to get thus far. 5.5 minutes now remaining as Amp Matrix comes through, and Heesong desperately wants to try to go ahead and push up and take out someone.
Punished.
Will overstep. Really nice punish coming through there from someone, making him think twice about it the next time around, but still, the time bank, the damage, it's been dealt.
It's been silver linings, though. It's like, okay, someone does get the kill on the Heesong, which is nice, but you've lost 2 caps in a row uncontested. 2 points where they just cannot contest whatsoever. Merit, yeah, he'll get a couple of kills here, but not winning the map so far. So, yeah, Lip will just shake his head a little bit, but honestly, smiles all around as they had more than 5 minutes going to see.
still hasn't been slowed down at all, and it looks like it's not going to. Shot coming in.
God.
Yep, I mean, Vega going for a peek. He's got it. The
Infrasight was available.
He can see you. And Lip does not miss those. Flux now out here on coastal side, gets a pickup on the 2. Mortality field is set up around the corner so they can survive. Nice little juke back from Max. Avoids that accretion hit. Now the counter flux going to be coming in. Merritt able to find one. Shu will get taken down, but Trong swings in to support his tank. Someone will get taken down. Sugar Free able to get in on top of Lip. Finds that elimination, but look at where the card has gotten to and look at where it's going. They are still pushing forward.
Yep.
Merritt is dead. Vega still holds onto a Transcendence, but he cannot save his teammates.
Can his teammates get out in time? Yes, just in time. And there are still respawners.
But now he's at a risk and he's gonna fall.
How is Max just soloing this right now? There's just no way Max can do this alone.
It was set up for the kill there from Heesung. He did so much damage to Vega. Max is able to collect it. Merritt on the return does find Shu. Someone, however, under fire, falling lower and lower. The Amp Matrix gone. The heals weakened. Immortality field from there.
They haven't killed Max
alive, and he is just pushing this one through. He's somehow staying alive. This man is immortal. Lip trying to support here from behind, gets the dink there on a Sugar Free, gets the repeat, gets the shot on the Vega, and that's the card.
There's just no way.
Gliding in, absolutely gorgeous from the side of Crazy Raccoon.
No words, no words. Oh my goodness, Ultra. This might be it. This is looking like the 3-0 so far. Circuit Rail fully capped out, uncontested A and B. Want a silver lining? At least Ultra contested C. Why is Vega peeking Infrasight? I will never know. But he died just over and over again as Lip on the Widowmaker, uncontested. Max living forever, requiring Sugar Free to finally get him down. But in a situation where Sugar Free could just deal with Lip, I mean, that should be Sugar Free winning 9 times out of 10. Guess what? Lip says, no, I'm actually the best hit scan in the world, so I'm just going to kill you and everyone else, and then Heesang's got a solo cap. That should not have been a cap at that moment. It probably eventually would have been, but the fact that they capped at that exact fight means you get a 332 time bank, which is monstrous.
I mean, they just couldn't displace Max. He lived for so long, but they finally kill him, and then Lip is just set up here. Long-range shooting gallery. Kill after kill, and then Heesung, all he's got to do is sit on the cart to glide it through his Shu. I believe he might be trying to say easy. You said no words after that push. I could think of multiple. Massacre.
I got
catastrophe.
One for you. How about
slaughter.
Ram? We need to see someone move over towards the Ram now, especially if they have attacker's advantage. Obviously, Max is going to play the signal, scout it out anyway. And at some point, you need to consider that Ram has a pretty good matchup compositionally into the Sigma. That's the one advantage. Play into the strengths of your flexibility. Play into the fact that Max is way less flexible than someone, which is why Crazy Raccoon, they ban Ryan, because they're concerned about the fact that someone can go over towards those tanks. Now we're looking over towards the Bapillary for both sides. I actually thought this was going to be what both teams were going to play initially, but Vega wanted the Zen. Yeah, unfortunately that Zen just didn't add any value.
No, it did not. Merritt now going up and over the top, seeking target. Unable to find the connection there, though. Space going to be given up, however, but this corner here, that's where Crazy Raccoon are going to look to really establish a foothold. Let's push out. Shot going to go wide. Sugar Free able to stay alive. As Lip just repositions.
This entire poke phase is just nothing happening because pylons on both sides just healing everybody up. You need basically the Widowmakers to get the kill, and there it is. Off rip, it's going to be Lip. Lip low. Merritt can't get the trade. Merritt desperately needs to. Here we go. We need Merritt to do something here because Lip is going unchallenged.
Cuts up over the top, finds the body shot there. Merritt taken low, and Vega going to be taken down a Shu. Just outdoes him on the Alari. Tucked back behind the barrier. Max just
wants this.
Really limit testing quite nicely here, avoiding that accretion, pushing forward, taking down someone. Sugar Free just getting cycled back into the spawn room as this, I mean, they're touching the spawn room doors.
Crazy Raccoon have easily capped A by now on their own offense, pushing up the hill over towards B, trying to ultra back and spawn. Ideally, they don't ult out of spawn, need to be able to save that. Here's what I'll say though. Merritt, okay, he's not beating Lip here, but it's also because defensive Widowmaker should be stronger. Although, in saying that, Merritt also didn't do a lot of the defensive Widows, so question marks all around. If he couldn't get the advantage on defensive Widows, he's probably not going to get it versus Lip on the offensive, but he does need to pull through something important here. They at least need to match Infrasight timing, which they might.
Okay, well, that's going to be the Amp Matrix thrown in on the corner, forcing Crazy Raccoon back, but now Infrasight in play for Lip. Eyes on Vega,
and Ultra
tucked back around the corner.
Chill. Ultra can't contest it because they don't have an Infrasight, so they literally just back on out. Merritt needs to keep pace, and he's not.
Have to pull away. Heesung going to be able to get the barrage online here. As Lip finds a shot, Sugar Free going to be taken out as Lip just continues to swing back around towards Statue's side. Goes up over the top, shot onto someone, putting him down below half HP. Captive Sun now going to be invested. Shoot at risk potentially, and there is the hit, but does manage to take Vega down from beyond the grave. Max will find RuPaul, and now the snowball continues.
Losing one player there is a little risky. I think Shu should have just tried to live, because the problem is you can't hold forward now. You're only 4 members. Toronto Ultra can use this, and they must use it now. Play the 5v4. Play the fact that Shu is going to be a little bit slow. And Lip gets another kill, which means the 5v4 advantage is gone. In fact, it flips the other way. Toronto Ultra have to reset again. I'll tell you what. I think it was... Let's look at this replay first. Yeah, so Lip over the top. Goodbye, Sugar Free. Bam. We saw it in slow motion, but I guarantee you if we saw that at 1 time, it would have been absolutely disgusting. I think it might have been Hex that said MVP was going to end up being Lip in the series. Yeah, I agree.
Yep, and it's looking that way. Let's see. Do a stock take here for the side of Toronto Ultra. A lot of ults about to be online. There's the Infraset that's trying to lead the charge. Captive Sun here for Vega. The Flux for someone. Sugar Free with the dupe. They've got a decent amount of staying power, but Marit knocked to the ground, is able to stay alive. Captive Sun's going to be coming through. Vega seeking target. Shu going to be taken down, but Merrick going to be traded out. Break on the dupe. Heesung's
nice.
Going to be sniped. Good shot from Vega. Getting the punish before that barrage can come through, before that HP bar can be stabilized.
It's a super capable right now. They got Crazy Raccoon on the ropes, but Crazy Raccoon still have ultimates. They're waiting for Heesung. Lip at any point can still get a kill and turn around. Here goes Max the Flux.
Flux is coming through, but the card's still pushing forward. He has to try to get the touch and does manage to do so. 0.12 meters left to go, but Chorong now going to be taken down to Sugar Free, able to find him with the sticky bombs. Hit Matrix coming through. Barrage in. Heesung trying to open things up. Does manage to find RuPaul, but gets traded out as the shot comes in from Mara. But now 14 seconds remaining. They're tankless. Max as well will fall. As you see Shu just trying to play forward here on the cart, trying to keep things occupied, but ultimately the cap can come through. They just lose out on their staying power.
Took so long. Sugar Free. Okay, yeah, let him know. You finally got Lip down. That's super important. My goodness, that took forever. Toronto Ultra at least got the cap, though. That's very important. You get a little bit more confidence by, okay, 1 step at a time. We're not going to get a 3:32 time back. If you finish the map at all, that will be the goal.
Sugar Free dead, though. Chorong on the return. The shot from Aaron going just a little bit wide. Cart being brought up the street. Rounding the second to last corner, but Shu pushing forward, setting up that pylon as they take the high ground here. And now drop down, actually going on the offensive. Our Crazy Raccoon.
And they're just playing down the stairs. Ultra should really be able to push into this. They're acting a little scared at the moment, as someone will eventually just push up a little bit further. Oh. My goodness, Lip even on that deep angle.
He didn't even need the infrasight, though. He still has it in the back pocket. I was about to call it out, but he just peeks in,
honestly,
finds Vega.
I feel bad for Vega, because to be honest with you, Widows don't normally play there. You don't expect to die to a Widow there, so the fact that Lip is just appearing on you, that's crazy.
I mean, that we've seen that position find so much value here today. Fielder, that was where he set up for that 5-man ante as well. But now the infrasight coming into play, and that again is going to send them scattering to the winds, having to play back, not peek out into this Widow.
You saw Vega just run straight away, so he's learned his lesson from the previous round. You just have to wait this one out, because again, you have mismatched infrasight timings here. Merritt will have his soon. Not soon enough. But time is the critical factor here. 1 minute left to try and get uphill, and the payload distance is quite poor, I'm afraid.
I mean, even if they capped right now, they'd be starting the final stretch down a minute from the finishing time from Crazy Raccoon.
It's going to be OT pushes the whole way through. If Ultra finish the map at all, it's going to be fully in OT.
Massive advantages set up here as someone now going to be taken out. Max finding that kill. The next Flux nearly online. Sugar Free's going to go for the dupe to try to go ahead and replace their own Sigma. He's not finding too much value. Captive Sun through, Vega falling low. The Mortality Field gets cleared up. Shu will give his life for that elimination, but it doesn't really matter. The rest of the team is still excelling. They're still maintaining control, and they're pushing all the way back down as if the A-cap had never come through.
Well, here we go. Sugar Free going over towards the swap. He's been sniped one too many times here. He just wants to play something where they can win on the ground. Okay, no more Sugar Free flying. Guess what? Vega gets sniped instead. Lip will get somebody. The Taxman collects. And Sugar Free, why Tracer? Well, they got a touch. It's that time already. We're about to head into OT.
And still hovering here. The cart nearly rolling back all the way towards this A checkpoint. The corner here, the corral on the Sugar Free. He's instantly dealt with it. It's 4 seconds remaining. Vega sends out the Captive Sun, but Chorong will snipe him down. RuPaul able to find Heesung, but no one can touch the cart, and that is it. Done and dusted. Crazy Raccoon maintain dominance. They go 3-0, +9 in maps, and they continue to look like the best team at this tournament, the best team in the world.
Toronto Ultra come into this tournament with a lot of lessons learned from Dallas, but unfortunately versus the top of the top in Korea, those lessons have